Hey everyone, and welcome back to Comic Studio. And where today, as I'm going to be scrolling down in the last video, we have already checked out the Pizza Tower Recolorverse Comic Studio. It was going to be for a success for like this thing as anyways as well. And the one more thing before we're going to begin with this video. I'm sorry that I just ate something by 3 a.m. in the morning earlier in the day for around here, something as well. Even though that expecting that I just completely eating around pizza and junk food around as well, like anyways. So I'm gonna be scrolling down and things aren't gonna be pretty interesting as well for something kind of as well. And I'm probably going to get lost my mind anyways for some kind of an unknown things. Like anyways to edit some kind of a lot of things as well and have just completely changes as well, including everything as well that I just didn't seem like. Anyways, we're going to be for check it out of the huge work in progress as sometimes that I might found out in a few days ago or something like as well. We're going to be checking out is Comic Studio the movie. And probably let's get into it. And probably this is not going to be pretty started as well because this isn't going to be such a real thing as for some kind of for unknown things like them as well. It was owned by Syrupy, thanks for the other kinds of users, including like anybody as well, from anybody like these things, could possibly yourselves, except Nori, who didn't accept to do this as well, instead of the permissions like them as well. Starting around of those main characters could be Syrupy. As for this thing as well, Whipped Coffee Cookie and Hype Cookie could be Hyperheims. So, and other kinds of things, like for some kind of like those things, which features a YouTube channel from the internet videos as them as well, as you might gonna be finding ourselves for the internet connection users, like those things as well, for the internet searches from some sort of videos, like anything as well. And then there must be for salt things as well, and clover, and like anything other kinds of more of those things. And which means contains around for a huge cringe like those things, like anything as possible. Even for some kind of like these, which features only one vehicle only. And which is gonna be there's no effects around here except for this thing as well. So which means this is not gonna be for this thing as anyways. And only one car could be going to be provided like those things. And as I might see in the review for some sort of characters, this is something that completely found something pretty disturbing as well, a little bit for just one thing as well. So, as I may look out for some sort of hype cookie like this thing as well, it turns out it was actually for the same design, like for something like, not anyways as well, as we checked out for salt cookie as well. This is the version 1, and finally the version 2 could be for right here, including for some sort of an unknown thing as Battle for Dream Island reference, like the Battle for Dream Island version, like the BFDI. And perhaps I may not find like anything as well, but that is all for some sort of characters like them as well. Even for some sort of copycats, wasn't probably going to be found here in the next sector as well for some sort of like anything as well. So, and nothing is probably found out, but I'm not going to be used to be as well. So, everything has featured around user submitted sprites, like anything as well, and like other kinds of cookies as well, and many more of those things, or the country of unknown thing, like such an enemy for some sort of an unknown thing. And a potato with a AK-47 with it could be actually for found resist like this thing, or anything as well. There is nothing around for the user submitted sprites like this, but only one as well, except every backgrounds could be really as possible. So I may not find for some sort of Roblox vehicles like anything as well. Especially, I could not able to be find to search on Roblox or some kind of searching Roblox in the comic studio or the studio crossovers across like anything from the internet. So anyways, I'll be right back up this video until I just completely finished for this entire results. Before we're gonna continue this video, I'm afraid that wasn't going to be interested about for this one, as I'm gonna be scrolling down beyond of those things, but I cannot believe that doesn't going to be for some sort of like this thing anytime as well. So let's try the browser comic studio, the movie comics. And nothing is unlike anywhere as well, as we're going to be showing up some spoilers as we gotta be trying to update for this thing as well, as I'm gonna be scrolling down, and perhaps this isn't going to be for a real thing as well. That must be for some sort of feature, some kind of cringe things is going on around here, and I'm not be able to be sure around here. So let's gonna be finding for a top ratings before that. And that must be for the round here is the CSTM part 2 could be for the most rated like this. And it was absolutely is not gonna be really desirable at this thing as well. And there must be a cringe music video for this thing as anywhere as well. As another one is gonna be a little bit interesting, but this isn't gonna be for such as like anything as well. I reviewed for some other kinds of like these things, but we didn't. And especially let's go to the oldest like kind of things as well. The first one is actually before like anything is as well, and it won't be gonna be about this necessary as well. But as you can see, that isn't going to be for such as like this thing as well. But starting on December 18, that first shared, it wasn't like kind of some kind of interesting like those things. That the ice is, what do the movie be about? An idea, a hacker tries to delete Comic Studio and all of the users have to find a way to restore Comic Studio. Users who deleted their accord maniacs as well, or some kind of, instead of course a capacitione may be in it. I'm not very sure. This is not gonna be for a good idea. This could be an illegal idea for it to do this as well. This is actually for the most some kind of one thing is as well, and I'm not gonna be figure this out for some kind of this. And because of that, I figured this out. This is some kind of for a real tragedy going on out here for an unknown, and it's absolutely going to be a big drama as well. And it's going to be some kind of an unknown necessary as well. This is absolutely pretty for necessary as well, as we're not going to be talking about for this thing as well, as we're going to be back into this video, as I'll be right back after the finished results could be for around here as well, and at least it won't be going to be about necessary as well. So let's get back to Comic Creator, and it will be taking for a long time as well, and that won't be going to be taking for a lot of time as well, because I eventually started to get lost my mind as well. Anyways, for any video that I just taking for a little bit for a worse time that I just tried to think about. And once I have been added plenty of Cookie Run characters at least, I have been took it around. It was been 1 hour that I just completely added something as well. Added 3 jeeps for some sort of an auto line for some kind of for only one reason like those things. But I'm sorry it has been for some kind of lost my mind since throughout the day, and I cannot believe it will be took it well from around over an hour, and it has been half an hour that I just make a lineup of jeeps, and since that I just added for some kind of hill climbers from the Hill Climb Racing 2 sprites like these, and especially added 1 jeep, and because we just completely added cinnamon cookie, including buttercream cheese or some kind of buttercream like this, some kind of cookie, buttercream choco cookie on the front jeep as well. At least that must be for in the front of like those things as well, as Butter Squid Cookie was monitoring for the production line of the Jeeps as well. Because we just eventually added 3 Roblox characters, and especially there must be a Minecraft version, and since like the bacon as well. Because added for some kind of Kukuran characters completely, and since we didn't add for some kind of many Kukuran characters like these, and especially that unlike these things as well. So maybe that I might gotta be putting around salt cookie around of this thing as well. So I may gonna be added for some kind of a little bit of one as well. So it won't be going to be easy as well. Especially that salt cookie was a fisherman. And I might gotta be putting around for this thing as well. And it will be necessary as well. So I'm probably we wouldn't able to be added for some kind of comma as well, or some kind of like those things, or some kind of tabs like and that I don't know that I just cannot be able to be doing like I guess. The link is gonna be in the description below, and I wouldn't be able to be trying to find out that I just completely lost my mind for so much because I have addicted to some kind of for a piece of one thing that I wouldn't be able to be showing like this, that I just try to say like this. The link is going to be in the description below, especially for the main website that you might going to be browsing for some kind of comics itself, or isn't it that I just try to do like anything as well and expected lying for some kind of for unknown reasons as the ad pop-ups as well, unless you might able to be blocking them by using the ad blocker as well, but don't do it as well, especially for YouTube and some kind of internet videos like anything as well. And I might gonna be signing off as thanks for watching, like I just probably said around here for this time. I'll be talking to you many lads and comic studio users all later, as I'll be see you right here in 2 days.